Evening, Sty from PlanetMosh, here with Craig from Forever in Debt, who's got a bit of news for us, exclusive.
Yeah, we're not Forever in Debt anymore, we are Infants.
Name change, here at first.
Switched it over.
What was the reasons behind that then? I thought it was a pretty cool name, like.
Yeah, I like the name. I think it's the band's changed a fair bit, like internally or whatever, over the past like 3 years since we've been doing it. There's been like a few like lineup changes to the point where like I started the band in the first place by doing like a little demo by myself, and then being like, who wants to be in this band and do this with me? And then we had like a drummer in and a bass player in. And since then, over the years, for like different reasons, they've left and we've had different people in now. We've got Tom and Jack in now, and so the lineup's a little bit different. I'm the only original member again, and yeah, I thought it just made sense to like kind of switch it over. We've got like a new batch of songs, new dates coming up. We've just got a new everything coming up, so it's just a little switch over. I think it sounds better. Yeah. I just like it.
Good time to catch you then. Good time to catch you now. We've got lots of news.
Yeah, this is technically the last Forever in Debt show. It'll be the last time that we're playing. We've got like a bunch of new songs, but we're just playing like the Forever in Debt songs.
Are you going to keep them Forever in Debt songs into Infants?
Yeah, we'll still be playing Forever in Debt songs. Yeah. It's the same project, it's the same band for most purposes. I just a little facelift, really, just for boring reasons. But
so you're from Widnes, aren't you?
Yes.
And you signed to Society of Losers Records that you just told me you're part of.
Yes, Society of Losers Records is run by myself and Christian from Salt the Snail. We started that in 2016 when Forever in Debt formed and Salt the Snail formed. It was essentially like just a platform just to launch both of our bands off, essentially, and then we decided to just try and bring other bands in that we liked, bands that we were friends with that fit together, and figured out we work together, and a few bands together is better than one band alone trying to do things, and I'm a fan of like that kind of thing. I'm a fan of like decent record labels and whatnot, so it's just nice to do that kind of thing. So.
You're a bit of a Widnes style Neil Crud then?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not as tall as he is.
A year ago you released Forget Me Not EP, which I gave a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it. Not only because it reminded me of two bands that I was really into in the 90s, which were Pumpkins and Nirvana, but I thought it gave something more innovative and fresh as well. Would you agree with that? Or what's your take on that?
Yeah, I guess the feedback that we tend to get is like early Nirvana kind of vibe, so people often compare things to like Bleach or Incesticide, that kind of vibe, and that's what I grew up listening to. That's the first band that I got into was Nirvana. I learned to play guitar and to write songs just by learning Nevermind, Bleach and Utero front to back and figuring out like patterns, like, oh, this is how this kind of works. So yeah, I started like that, and I've been in like loads of different bands throughout the last however long, 10, 15 years, and never really been in a band and applied that kind of those sensibilities properly and been like the main songwriter or whatever, and took my own take on what is essentially what I learned from, essentially. So yeah, that's always been kind of the goal, to do that, so it's nice, and I suppose when people say that, it's a flattering thing, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of anger in there, isn't there? Vocal wise, there's a lot of anger in there, which I love it. I think it's brilliant. It's intense.
Thank you.
He's not shy when he gets on stage, believe you me. So, bearing in mind all these things you do, you've got all this sort of project going on. What fuels your desire to do this, to keep going?
It's just, I've never not done anything like this or some kind of creative endeavour since I was about 13 years old, and there was a period for about 6 months or whatever, and it didn't end well. You know what I mean? So I think I just have to. I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not, and a million things go through my head. I can't get my head around when people. It just doesn't make sense to me when people don't want to do lots of things. You know what I mean? It's just how my brain works or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm doing like a band, I'm like, oh, like, cool, I want to. What kind of platform I'd like to put gigs on, and then when I think like, oh, I go into shows like, oh, it'd be cool if it was ran like this. So I just go, let's just fucking do that then.
Yeah.
You know,
You're thinking all the time.
Yeah, I just like to do things.
Yeah.
I think that for the longest time I went through like life just thinking like, oh, well, there's these weird like glass kind of walls that you think are there, but they're not. Really, you know, you can just do things that people don't. Just do it. Just do what you want to do, or try. Have a fucking go at least.
Yeah.
So.
Like that. That's it.
Might do it rubbish.
Doesn't matter. At least you've had a go.
Yeah.
At least you're doing it.
That's the plan, basically.
At least you're doing it. So I was looking through your gig guide that you've been doing, and you did that Loserpalooza festival in Manchester. Was that good? What sort of festival is it?
Yeah, Loserpalooza. When we started Sighted Losers, I was like, we should put a festival and call it Loserpalooza. And we were laughing like, ha, that sounds funny.
Well, you organised it as well?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? These are what interviews are all about. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we had the idea. I wanted to have like there's two venues. So we do it at Atma and Pier Hat in Manchester, in the Northern Quarter, which Pier Hat is like the street level and the basement, and Atma is like directly above it. It's owned by the same people and whatever. So we would have bands on downstairs. So like as soon as one band finishes, like 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, the next band upstairs will start. So there's a constant run of bands. You don't have like the awkwardness of having to stand around watching bands do line checks and setting the gear up. Like if you're there's constantly bands on. We just wanted like to expand on like the kind of the aesthetic and the style of bands that our bands are and bands that we like. Basically, you know, we had SPQR headlined, who, for my money, are the best band that I know of. That I love them. So we had those on. We had all of the Sighted Losers bands on. So Salt the Snail, Forever and Dead Houses at the time. It was just nuts. We had the Empty Page player, who was fantastic. You've heard them?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, stuff like that, just fuzzy alt-rock type bands. We're doing it again. I think by the time this goes out, that'll be announced. We're doing Loserpalooza 2, which will be in the same place.
So we'll make sure we're there for that one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm allowed to say there's like Hands Off Gretel are playing. They're going to be a headline. Yeah, so of those guys. A few more. I don't know who we're announcing in the first wave of it, so I don't want to.
No,
talking out of
that's
school
fine.
or whatever. So.
Now, I've heard here that you used to be a wrestler. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
How long were you a wrestler for?
I originally trained and whatever in 2009, 10 in Runcorn. I did like a little run there and did like a few little bits for a North Wales company actually called Britannia Wrestling for a little while. And then I stopped and just went back into like being in like bands and whatever. I was still doing bands at the time, so I did that for a little while, and then I decided to go back and have like another kind of like go at it because it's something I've always liked. And yeah, I had another go at it and I'd done alright, but I started doing like music things again, and I felt it was I couldn't apply myself to both the way that you would need to do. Like there's people who like I started training with who are like in WWE right now, currently like champions in WWE. It's which is fucking bananas in the first place. But like, you look at that and you think, well, if you're gonna put yourself through that kind of stuff, that's what you want to do, and it is doable because I've seen it be done in front of my eyes. You know what I mean? But you've got to put everything that you like every day of your life has got to be somehow revolved around that, and it's just not. It's not something that I could get my head around doing. You know, at the same time as being in a band and trying to start up a record label at the time and all that sort of stuff. I know I said I like to do things and I go crazy for not doing things, but there's got to be some pragmatism involved, surely.
So if he says it's Sunday, right? It's Friday, by the way, right? If he says it's Sunday, just agree.
Huh?
If you say it's Sunday today, I'll agree with you, even though it's not.
I see.
Right, so you said you've been working on some new songs, yeah?
Yes.
So where are you at with them? Are you writing, recording,
yep,
mixing?
We've got 2 unreleased tracks ready to go. We're booked in to record in about 2 weeks. We're going to go back and record a fistful more of songs. So yeah, we're looking at potentially putting that out as either a run of singles or an album later on in the year, or both, probably both. So there's going to be lots of influence things incoming throughout this year, going into the end of the year.
So you got a couple of gigs lined up, haven't you? 20th of April with Salt the Snail in Lincoln, the Flapper Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah, we're doing the 20th of April at, I think it's Aikido game.
Aikido
Game
and bar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an arcade, but a bar at the same time, which is cool enough for me. Just to go in the first place. We're playing with Salt the Snail, which is cool because our drummer is the Salt the Snail drummer, so
I never knew that.
It's always fun to do a double bubble.
Yeah. That's
always fun. The 26th of April at the Flapper in Birmingham is for it's part of a label, a collective similar to Society of Losers, based in Birmingham, called Die Daster. We're playing for those guys, which is exciting. They do some really good stuff. You should go and check them out. They have bands like Faux Chisels, Wax Futures, Women, Exotic Pets. Lots of cool bands. You should definitely check them out.
Salt the Snail.
Yes.
And Infants would be a cracker here.
Yes.
Would be a cracker. I think this will be a really. I'd give it time, but I think it'll be a really good venue. This. I think it's just starting out. It's a little bit slow, isn't it? But I think it'll be a cracking venue. This.
Yeah, it's great.
Really
friends of ours, Blanchard, played here the other week. We actually. Yeah, I'm not put those down because we've not announced them yet. But by the time this comes out, we'll have announced them. We're playing a run of shows with Blanchard in May. We're playing Outpost in Liverpool, which is basically our home place. That's where, whenever we've released anything, we've always just gone back and played there. It used to be the choirs. That's on the 24th of May. On the 25th of May, we're playing at the Eagle Inn at Salford with Under and Shallow Waters. And they play there as well. Yeah, and then we're playing with them in Sheffield at a place called The Hatch, I think it's called The Hatch. It used to be the Audacious Art Experiment. We're playing there anyway. Yeah, and then there's Loserpalooza.
Loserpalooza, yeah.
Coming up. And Smithdown Road Festival also, which is an annual thing that goes on in Liverpool, and it's amazing.
Exciting. I got one question for you. Everyone knows that I used to, well, I still am a bass player. I'm quite frustrated because I can't go back into bands, which is why I'm doing this, to try and keep towards music. If, say for example, Jack broke his hand or something, would you consider me as a step in?
Well, today might be a lucky day because Jack is not here today, and we're going to have George, aka the Baron of Salt the Snail and Bishnadar, is going to be playing bass for us today. So if you'd have let me know this information a few weeks ago, then you might have been able to shout, but you've fucked it up.
Let's say, for example, right, that tonight after the gig, you're waiting in the car for him and he walks outside, and somebody with a cover over their head jumps on him and breaks his arm. Let's say, for example, somebody wearing
really
exactly the same clothes as me.
He's tall,
right?
it'd be difficult.
Exactly the same clothes as me, right? But with something on the head, so you never find out who they are. Goes behind him and breaks his arm. Could I join the band?
Yes.
You heard it here first. Hey, cheers, man. That was absolutely awesome. Thanks very much for that. Yeah. Cheers. Okay.